Hey guys, welcome back to Twisted Nightmare Gaming. If you're wondering why Bender from Futurama is randomly pointing at my head, well, one, I was watching Futurama, and this just happened to be where I paused it. I'm like, why not? Let's put it in the background at the start shot. Today we are starting why I, Twisted, should not be allowed to build decks, with one of my personal favorite archetypes, Infernities. And honestly, this even irks my partner at the camera, Nightmare.
Fuck him! Fuck him!
And it's not just because it's Infernities, it's also because of what's in the deck. And he's already seen what it can do.
There's an entire engine that invokes my Twitch.
As he's trying not to have an aneurysm behind the camera right now.
It's a good thing it's not in the shot. It's a good thing it's not in the shot.
I find it funny.
Fuck you too.
It's not Tuesday. And it's not free.
It ain't tacos. Ain't no tacos around.
Yeah, tacos are kind of required. So let's go ahead and get started. This is the one deck I've actually also been trying to get in the max rarity. And I'm nearly there.
So what he's saying is, once he gets it in the max rarity, we may update this for the max rarity portion of it.
And the deck builder is going to be a little slightly different at that time as well. To start with, of course, it's Infernities. Got the Infernity Archfiend. Mainstay of the deck for Infernities, no matter what. Him being at 1 actually doesn't hurt at all, because you have multiple ways to work it back. Whether you're playing the pure build with Levier, or you're playing a fun Dark Warrior engine, utilizing Power Tool and different dimension reincarnation, or just anything that brings them back from the Banner Zone. If you end up banishing them, or Monster Reborn, Launcher, which still needs to come back from more than 1. Still irks me that it's at 1 after all this time. Got the triple Necromancer, which it's kind of self-explanatory. It brings back any Infernity monster from the graveyard while you have no hand. Mirage, it's Necromancer on crack. Tribute him where you have no hand, bring back 2 Infernity monsters out of the grave. Typically want to bring back double Necromancer so you can boost the Archfiend even further. You got Avenger for your level 1 tuner. You're also bringing out via 1-for-1. Infernity Patriarch, I wish they kept the OCG name of Bishop. If he's the last card in your hand, you can special summon him, and while he's in the graveyard, if Infernity would die by battle or card effect, you can banish him instead. Double Stygian, kind of mandatory Infernity deck for me, because banish him, summon any Infernity out of your hand, summon any Fiend out of your hand with 2,000 or less attack. I tried taking out the Dark Warrior engine of this deck because I didn't really like it. Then I discovered that it truly needs the Dark Warrior engine if you want to run it the way I'm having it run, to do more than the usual Infernity. I say no, it just helps you go even further. I only run the 1 Neospace connector because honestly that's all you need. And the 1 Awkward Dolphin to go with it, because it helps you discard a card out of your hand into your hand even further to get your Infernity effects rolling. Dark Grapher, again, helps into your hand, helps filter through the deck to get what Dark Monster you need in the graveyard. Armageddon Knight, get whatever Dark Monster you need in the graveyard. Eris, search your Infernity Archfiend. If you already had the Archfiend, I did include 1 more Archfiend card in the deck that you can utilize. That way you can not only filter through the deck, it helps you go and do more things against your opponent. That's actually Archfiend eccentric, because toss it in the scale or drop it onto the field. It helps that it's also a fiend, so if Stygian can summon it to help you pop one of your opponent's monsters, or have it in the scale, pop one of your opponent's spells and traps. Granted, this card goes with it, but the point is it gets rid of resources and makes your opponent think about letting the destruction happen or not, while saving your place. And it filters through the deck. Double Malicious, part of the Dark Warrior engine. If you know Destiny Hero Malicious, it's self-explanatory. I did change around the Vanguard engine portion. I added in gloves and one more cloak on top of what people normally run. I still run the triple boots. The reason for the gloves is I can banish it, send the cloak to the graveyard, and then utilize the cloak to banish and grab one of the traps out of the deck, the Shade Brigandine. That way I don't waste the boots. So when I use Rusty, I can just send the boots, set the Fog Blade, banish boots, grab another Fog Blade. It helps me save resources and filter through the deck. Got the Destrudo, of course. Junk. I played it one junk forward because it's like it helps. And if you say you open up one of your equip spells, and it's not the Moon Mirror Shield, which puts itself back in the bottom of the deck when it leaves the board, you can just banish 3 and summon the junk forward, and go from there. And just use him to link into the Underclock or whatever you need to do. Or if you're able to link into the Summon Sword, or you can use him to link into the Summon Sorceress. It helps just keep your combos flowing. And then, just because I can and I had room, and you're probably going to think I play Sanctum. I don't. I play MST, and it's just because I can. Artifact Sanctum. Mainly because I just like the card. That's it for the monster lineup. The spell trap lineup is actually kind of heavy. This is a 60 card deck. I got, of course, you got the launcher, and the Monster Reborn, and the Forest Burial. These do not need any explanation. Nor does the Allure of Darkness, which I played 3 of to draw every monster in the deck with the exception of Eccentric,
I think
Jump Forward, Neospace Connector, and Aqua Dolphin are all dark. So you don't have to worry about that. Rhoda, so you can grab your Neospace Connector, Dark Grepher, Armageddon Knight, whichever one you need at the time. Or if you need, say, Jump Forward, so you have the Extender, go ahead and grab that. You can also grab any of the Phantom Knight monsters if you need them, like, for example, Boots, because if you have another Phantom Knight, you can just drop Boots onto the field. I mentioned Rusty, so I'm playing the Rank Up Magic Launch. Or another reason he hates this deck is because I played that package in it.
Goddamn asshole.
Just because I had room, and I can. One for one actually helps bring out the, as I said earlier, the Infernity Avenger. Or if you need to, he can bring out the Infernity Mirage. It can bring out the Infernity Mirage, which can help you further your plays even more. I think that's all for those. Yep, it is. Played World Legacy Succession. Just like I mentioned in the other video with the Trickstar deck, it can bring back to the links, bring back monsters to the zone that a link monster is pointing to on your side of the field, be it yours or your opponent's that's pointing at your field. Played a double instant fusion to summon a warrior to go into the Ice Soul. Got the Divine Sword Phoenix Blade, which is part of the warrior engine. Banish 2, add it back, discard it to keep going on your plays. You can discard it to go with the DDR, which works with the power tool. Because with Ice Soul, you're typically gonna send the other 4 equip spells. Summon Power Tool, use Power Tool, reveal 3 DDRs, and your opponent is forced to let you add DDR to your hand. And then you just add back the Phoenix Blade, activate DDR, discard the Phoenix Blade, and summon back the Armageddon Knight or the Grepher, or whatever warrior that's banished that you need at the time to come back, or whatever monster really. You got Triple Called by the Grave to deal with those pesky hand traps and other stuff that you don't want to deal with, and MSD helps pop the site, helps get rid of back row, deal with whatever things blind blast the back row, which I've done in the past, and actually won me the game because I blind MST a set 5. Only one was the actual trap of Shadow Imprisoning Mirror, and I hit it twice. Dude was salty. It was funny. You got Triple Infernity Barrier. Would it be an Infernity? Barrier coming back to 3 made me very happy and made me want to build this deck again. I initially found builds online. I tested them out. I tested out 2 separate builds. Tested out, I merged between the 2 builds that I did. I then dropped the deck down to 45 cards. Tried that. Dropped it down to 41. Moved it up to 43. Then I went back to this 60 card variant that I rearranged myself this time, just utilizing some of the ideas. Infernity Break. None of the builds I looked at played this card. I think it should be played. It's good. Target Infernity Engrave, card on their opponent's field, banish the Infernity and pop it. It's very handy. The Fog Blade, effect negation, monster can attack or be attacked. Banish it, bring back a PK if needed. The Vanguard Wing, 500 during the turn that give 500 boost to a monster and their attack. If it would be destroyed by battle or card effect, the first time that turn it is not, banish it from the graveyard, set the turn it was sitting there, and bring back a PK monster if needed. And the Shade Brigandine, when you set it, if you have no traps in the graveyard, you can activate the same turn you set it and summon it as a level 4 Dark Warrior monster. And that's it for the trap lineup. And that's all 60 cards. The Phantom Knight Wing is actually supposed to be a Phantom Knight Sword, but the wing works for now until I find my sword or I just pick up another one. Some of my staples from my old Infernity days, which I still run in the Infernity deck, is my 100 Eyes Dragon and Void Ogre Dragon. Void Ogre, you have no hand, your opponent activates a spell or trap, just straight up negate it once per turn. 100 Eyes, you can banish a fiend monster from your graveyard. It gains its name and effect until the end of the turn. You want to typically banish the Infernity Mirage, tribute him, he gets Mirage's effect, tribute him, summon back 2 Infernity monsters, and go from there. Or just banish Necromancer and carry on. You got the Boar Reload Savage Dragon, which you want to use to bring. He gets the effect negation. You want to typically equip Saryuja with him. If you can't equip the Saryuja when you summon him, what you do is you equip the Summon Sorceress.
Or Rusty, if Rusty's engraved.
I would leave the Rusty in graveyard so you can bring it back for the with the PK spells if needed, even though you can't use them as link material, which sucks. I mentioned Power Tool earlier on the equip spells, because you're going to use the Strudo to bring back, decreases level by 3 or 4, and then summon the Power Tool Dragon. Power Tool, grab an equip spell out of your deck if you have at least 3 in there. The only instant fusion target in the entire deck, this is the reason I only play 2 instant fusions. If I had 2 targets, I'd play 3. Underclock Taker, generic Link 2, which also helps at the fact that it's a dark. The reason behind it being a dark has to do with actually Curious, the Lightsworn Dominion. To summon her, you have to have 3 monsters with the same attribute but different types. So summoning the Underclock Taker and 2 other dark monsters with different types. Say you have the Armageddon Knight, the Underclock Taker, and Archfiend on the field. You can summon the Curious. Do what you want. Or whatever. And then you send whatever card out of your deck that you need to the graveyard. I always opt to mill the 3, because why not? It's deck thinning, and you can get some more stuff in your graveyard you can utilize. But try to do all your searching and stuff before you even summon this card. I sold Warrior Package. That's pretty much it for there. You never use the effect to search a warrior. Summon Sorceress, so you can drop stuff out of your deck that you need. You're never gonna summon a monster from your hand to your opponent's field unless you have to. Saryuja. You're really using it for the draw effect and the summon out of hand. Nightmare Griffin, because infield, if you end on a field of just Archfiend and Nightmare Griffin under its link zone with the double Fogblade, double barrier. It's actually pretty damn good because you got any monster that's not linked has its effects negated. You got the double barrier because you got the face of Archfiend, and then you got double Fogblade, so you can just flip the Fogblade on your Archfiend, or keep that from being attacked, or whatever, or flip it on their monster, negate their stuff. So their monster's already negated on field, and then if they try to do anything else, you just got this stuff to straight up negate it. So the Fogblades are pretty much if they get rid of the Griffin, and the barriers are for everything else. I have hand tested it and ended on this field multiple times. It is great. It's hilarious.
Fuck
and
'em.
it's rage inducing for people.
Fuck him. I watched him do it. That's the reason why I'm saying fuck him.
I'm supposed to have a board reload in here. It's with one of my other decks right now. I'm trying to get a second copy, but that's also in the deck. The Rusty, the Fahrenheit Link 3 that can't be used as link material, and then you saw the rank up package. That's Time Thief Redoer and Outer Empty as a thought. Again, these two cards are only in here because I had the space, and why not? It's funny, especially if you end up on a field that's going to end up giving you the Azathoth with a bunch of negates in the back row.
Boo!
As well as, say, either a Void Ogre or a Board Reload Savage Dragon on the field. You just sit there and say no. Of course, one of the biggest weaknesses to the deck, if you end up on the Azathoth field, is Lava Golem, Kaiju, Spear modes. Particularly the Spear mode, because that does hurt. Apart from that, that is the deck. I'm going to be testing it out so I can get it more tournament ready. I do love the deck. I have combos. I just gotta find the videos that I did replays on Dueling Book. Dueling Book having a solo mode really helped me solidify my build. It's helped me figure out what I can do, what I can't do. I highly suggest it. But that's pretty much the deck. And towards the MVP of the main deck, you may think it's Archfiend, but for me, it's more over the fact of the abuse of Armageddon Knight.
Dark Warrior Ranger. No.
Of course, Armageddon Knight was in my original Infernity build anyways. Traps, obviously the barrier, and Nightmare Griffin is just great. I had one extra spot in the extra deck. I was testing out Topological Bomber Dragon. I was testing out multiple things. I was even testing out a second instant fusion target. I found that the Nightmare Griffin works best.
At one time, you also tested out a second Saryuja.
Yeah, but Nightmare Griffin ends up being the best option on that. But yeah, this has been the first episode of Why I Twisted Should Not Build Decks, starring my personal favorite deck, one of my best decks of all time, Infernities. And I purposely brought out the Infernity map for this. I will bring an update.
It's a great mat. I can't hate on the fact that it's a great mat.
I will bring an update on the Infernity deck as I get it. I'm gonna try and take this in tournament. I got regionals coming up in April 6th. It's actually a week from today's. This Saturday. I'm actually gonna be having the deck that I took to regionals up after regionals with my report.
I will probably profile my version of that deck because I'm not going to be running that deck at regionals. I'll be running something else. To most people on who are sub to this channel, and we do thank you, you probably already know what deck I'm taking to regionals because it's one of the very few decks that
shut down the entire meta, right?
Yes.
And no, we don't mean his zombie deck.
No. I have to go through too much hell just to get Zombie World and Rivalry on field. So no, it's not.
Especially since this deck shuts down the zombie deck.
Yeah.
In a way.
Kinda. I mean, if I have Zombie World on field, the minute you activate an effect, I mean, Baladrock sits there and goes, "You're doing what now?" None of that. Get off my field.
Oh, you mean what this deck does?
Yes.
Alright, well, we'll get to that we'll get to that here shortly. This has been Twisted Nightmare Gaming. Bender is great. Quit angrily pointing at me, you're great.
By my shiny metal ass.
Glorious golden ass, damn it. Alright,
First season Bender, damn it.
Alright, we'll catch you guys later. This has been Twisted Nightmare Gaming. I got more bad deck ideas and why.
Oh, that means he's going to be on an episode of Bad Deck Ideas too.
Which also is kind of in a mix with Low Tier for Life on this one, but it's more of a bad deck idea.
That's kind of why. I mean, you could put it as either one, but since we have both segments, we could probably put it on Bad Deck Ideas because I think it's
more geared towards that.
Yeah, because we got like 6 episodes of now, 5 or 6 episodes of Low Tier for Life as opposed to 3 Bad Deck Ideas. So it's time to bring another episode of Bad Deck Ideas. And I got one coming up too. But I probably won't do mine until after regionals.
And this is not a joke, but on 420, I actually have a tournament coming up. And for Vanguard.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I can get you my Pale Moon deck that I'm probably going to be playing there that day.
He will probably be profiling that on his own because I will be at...
It's a Saturday.
I will be at someone's birthday.
Okay.
It actually Lunar Star 10-3's mother's birthday. That actual day. That is legitimately her birthday. So, but yeah. But folks, of course, always, it's Twisted Nightmare Gaming. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell 3 times for all notifications. We have hit you with the updates, and we will catch you guys next time.
Take it easy. Hail Hydra.
Hellbender.